Chapter 2. A guiding light in a world of darkness. Thou shalt take the things which thou hast received, which have been given unto thee in my scriptures for a law, to be my law to govern my church. D&C 42:59. The Creator, in his divine wisdom, has not left mankind to wander in darkness, blundering and stumbling, without giving him certain rules and guidelines to help him avoid such trouble and confusion. God has often revealed his laws to a certain people, and if they would live them correctly, they would be a light to others. The people to whom God has given his commandments are the Israelites, and he said to them, And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Deut. 28:1-2. Then the Lord listed nearly 36 blessings they would receive because of their obedience. But, on the other hand, he warned them that if they failed, curses would come upon them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee. Deut. 28:15. Then he listed over 100 curses that would befall them for disobedience. God then counsels and pleads with his children, the same as any kind and wise father would do to his children. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away, and worship other gods, and serve them, I denounce unto you this day, that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. That thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Deut. 30:15-20. The Bible is a history in reality, a family history. It contains a record of a God-fearing family that became a tribe, then a people, and finally a nation. It also discusses the people who claimed strange gods and deities, worshipping the sun or mountains, even wooden and stone images. And then there are the modern Christians who believe in a God without form nor image, and who says nothing. The Bible tells us that our God is the same God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, and that he made sacred covenants with those good men with the instructions that they were to be passed down through all of their generations. They were told they would be blessed for their obedience and cursed for disobedience. Today's society has instigated its own customs, traditions and ideals, which are much different from God's priesthood laws. God admitted that when he said, For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. Isaiah 55:8. We should not try to bend the laws of God to suit the ever-changing customs and fashions of society. As we delve further into the scriptures, we will find that it is evident that God himself is racist and very biased towards certain people. He talks about his people and a chosen people with specific rules and laws for certain special people. He has blessed some and cursed others. We will also learn that God knows things we do not, but his ways are always the best ways. The scriptures try to teach us this simple lesson. Thus, the best source for truth is the scriptures, which God has given as a guidebook to help us in our journey through life. Our progress has gone from the savagery of jungle arrows to the savagery of civilized nuclear weapons. Unfortunately, we have progressed little in our moral and religious status, simply because we have not heeded the codebook of our Creator. Since he has promised blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience, we alone create our own heaven or hell.